ladies and gents, and welcome back to Cold Waters with Mags, and welcome back to the South China Sea, or actually, in this case, the East China Sea. So, after the last mission, we shot back to Okinawa, grabbed ourselves some new torpedoes, and received our new mission orders. And once again, we are to stop a Chinese invasion of Taiwan. This is becoming a little bit of a weekly thing here. You know, we go out, we sink a few submarines, we save Taiwan, we move on with our day. So, this is... that's a stern trawler, so that's not one of it. Now, I'm not 100% confident we've actually managed
is classified
to
as
here,
merchant.
again, although this fleet is most certainly in the right position, but I've only got two contacts here, and it's a Zhangwei and a Luhu, which would be an anti-submarine warfare patrol, and I'm not getting any other noise at this point, which would normally be an indication. Well, normally I would be able to hear other targets if it was a transport fleet or an invasion fleet, because the transports tend to be louder and they tend to stand out. But at the moment, I'm not getting much of anything.
Come right to.
I'm a little concerned with that
Helm high.
here, so we're going to
Make depth 8 feet,
head to
dive
periscope depth. Now, once again, we are in the bathtub. We are absolutely in the bathtub. We are, yeah, 300 feet to the bottom. That's all we've got. So shallow water once again, very little room to maneuver. I do prefer it down in the South China Sea, down in the blue, near the Philippines, but we go where we are told. So, we'll set torpedoes 1 and 2 to surface running, so we're ready to rock and roll. Currently at 38, so I'm going to periscope up. Luhu is at 70. And while we're here, let's confirm the Zhangwei at 19.
Con sonar, master 1 is classified as escort.
We may have
Con, helm, steady course.
There. Further over than I thought. Okay.
Con sonar, master 2 is classified as escort.
And we have no other contacts. I think this is just an anti-submarine warfare fleet. There would be more ships otherwise. This has to be what it is. Alright, down scope.
Down scope.
So depth 100.
Make depth 100 feet, dive high.
2 targets.
Shoot 2-1, aye sir. Shoot 2-2, aye sir.
Torpedo 1 and 2 away. And let's split them up. Alright, so we're just going to let these travel in opposite directions, then we're going to turn in. The looter is making a turn there. It may have heard the transient, but not fired. Or at least gone into a search pattern. What's the looter's speed at? It's at 9 knots currently, but it's accelerating. -9, -32. Yeah, it's possible it heard a tweet then and couldn't ID exactly what it was. I do have a little bit of sound cover here because this stern trawler is going to unwillingly go straight past my submarine. Hope he hasn't got his nets out. That could be a... well, he could get a somewhat epic catch. The Zhanghu seems to be relatively unaware of exactly what's going on at the moment. The looter at least has some idea. It's maneuvering. I want that on 2. It's actually, no, it's not aware of the torpedo. It's made a turn, but you can see you're getting a burst of acceleration here and then a slowdown. If it knew the torpedo was coming, it would be accelerating. It's slowing down to listen. Looks like it's starting to accelerate again. It's still in a search pattern. If I can take out both of these, I'd be tempted to surface the boat right next to the poor fishing trawler here and watch him panic. Right, so now it's just a matter of time waiting for these to close in. Zhang Hu is accelerating. Looter is slowing down again. I don't think our speed's actually registering clearly at the moment, because we can see here on the dot path it is definitely slowing itself down, but it's been reading at 9 knots. It's been reading 9 knots accelerate all the time, but it's not doing that at all, it's decelerating. So that's odd. Now, again, I had a question in the comments section the other day. In situations like this, why don't I just turn the active sonar on the torpedoes? At this point, there is no negative to not turning the active sonar on and just letting it work. The thing is, you don't have to, and there is actually negatives of having the active running. While the active sonar does allow the torpedoes to track more accurately, against surface targets, you don't really need it. They're nice, big, and loud, and the torpedo can track well enough. It does form the negative of giving us a blind spot. Here we can see we've actually lost the target. The torpedo can still see it, but we can't see it because we haven't got an active ping going. But the upside of not going
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing,
like this,
076.
the surface ships have more difficulty actually tracking the torpedo's location as well. So a torpedo that's actively pinging, they always know precisely where it is.
Con, fire control, weapon
A torpedo
acquired.
that isn't actively pinging, they might know it's coming, but the AI doesn't know exactly where it is, so can't do precision maneuvers against it. So a torpedo coming in quiet like this looter knows there's a torpedo.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing, 075.
And because I'm not actively pinging, I can't see its exact location on the map because the countermeasures and its own maneuvers are distorting my ability to hear it.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
But
Con, fire
my
control,
torpedo
weapon
can still pick it
countermeasure
up,
homing.
although it has issues through the countermeasures. That is the point of countermeasures after all. And there we go, we just picked the looter back up again. But the looter doesn't know precisely where the torpedo is. It knows it's close, it knows what
torpedo
direction it's
room,
coming
2-1
from,
ready.
but it doesn't know the exact coordinates it's at. So it's unlikely to perform erratic maneuvers against it. This is actually something that I discovered
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
a lot later in the game than I would like to admit when I was learning to play. I was having all sorts of troubles initially because I was always using the active sonar. The second the
Con
torpedoes
sonar,
were taking
noisemaker bearing,
surface ships started maneuvering against the
073.
torpedoes. I found when I wasn't using it, however, I didn't have to concern myself with erratic maneuvers because the ships just simply didn't take them. They can't react accurately enough against the torpedo because they can't hear it. Although in this situation I'm now going to turn it on because we've actually lost contact with the ship.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing,
There it is.
070.
Con, fire control,
Now
weapon
this range
acquired.
you're probably not going to see too much of a distance, but now this ship knows precisely where it is. You see it's hooking in the turn harder. It's trying to maneuver out of the way. It can't. We're too close.
Con sonar, lost contact. Master,
But there is
1,
a little bit of a
last
difference in
bearing,
how they maneuver
068.
based on how you use the
Contact breaking
torpedo.
up.
So, unless it's absolutely necessary for me to go active against surface ships, I generally don't bother. It's not worth the effort. Alright, so, yep, just the looter and Zhenghu 3. Torpedoes are all good. 2 out, 2 kills. And not our mission objective. Not surprising, but we are in the zone for it. So hopefully we'll be coming across our objective very soon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so it's the very next day, and I think this time we have actually managed to successfully find our target fleet. What makes me say that? Well, we have 11 surface contacts that we've got to sort through here. So, yeah, this is going to take a little while. On top of that, we've also got a fixed wing operating in the area that I've heard pass over at least twice since entering the mission zone. So, we are going to have to spend a little time actually working out what all these are. I'm guessing there's going to be a mix of civilian ships in here as well as the invasion fleet. We're a little bit further north than we were in the last engagement, but we're still quite a ways out from the coast of Taiwan.
Con sonar, Sierra 9 is
cargo
classified as merchant.
Now, it's entirely possible there could be submarines in this as well. Got a
Con
biological.
sonar, Sierra 7 is classified as biologic.
I'm thinking potential... Yeah, civilian ship, cargo ship.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 0 is classified as merchant.
Modern cargo ship as well. This is going to take a little while. I'm tempted
Make depth 3, 8 feet, dive I.
just to pop the scope and have a look around regardless. I haven't heard the fixed wing in a while, and the last time I heard it, it was fairly far out. I wouldn't want to do it for too long. It is daylight hours as well. So, not that that makes a huge difference in cold waters. Or at least I haven't noticed any major spotting differences over the time that I've managed to play it between night and day. I've got an escort. I think Sierra 2 is an escort. Sierra 6 seems to be the focal at 19. Yeah, we're going to pop it out and see whether or not we can ID most of the surface contacts via periscope directly and just flick through them as quickly as we can. Plus it adds a little bit more risk. I might get detected. It could make things a lot of fun, especially since we're fighting in the bathtub again. Alright, so we are at depth 38.
Upscope.
Up. Right, so 19.
Con, dive at 3, 8 feet, dive I.
So we have quite a few targets.
Con sonar, Master 3 is
2,
classified as
3.
escort. Con sonar, Master 9 is classified as merchant. Con sonar,
look at 'em
Master 1
Another
1
one.
is classified as merchant. Con sonar, Master 2 is classified as escort.
Nothing else. That's not everything in the group. Right,
Downscope.
Downscope, let's take a look at that. Right, so we've still got an M1 that we detected, but we did not ID. That's all of the core group ID'd though. No contact on Sierra 8. So we'll do Sierra 8 the old-fashioned way. And that looks like another
Con
biologic.
sonar, Sierra 8 is classified as biologic.
Can't see two. You can't see two here, but I'm going to call
Con
that an
sonar,
escort.
Master
I'm
1
gonna call
is
that an
classified as escort.
Alright, so you ting, you ting, you ting. Got an M10 cargo ship. These are all Chinese, so if you happen to hit these, it actually doesn't matter all that much. This is a fairly open free-for-all. The U-Ting here is probably my major concern on exactly where it is. So set all torpedoes surface running. Glad I went back for that resupply now.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir. Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir. Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir.
Suddenly we're just not getting wire breaks anymore.
Shoot 2-5. Aye, sir.
Nothing. Okay, I'll take nothing. I'm cool with nothing. Alright, so I want to set these out in a little bit of a fan. Now, I'm going to take a risk here, because I'm actually going to get rid of the moss. I'm going to reload an anti-ship missile. So when these torpedoes hit, I can immediately lob off 2 missiles as well, and then get ready to get the hell out of Dodge, because somebody is, well, that's definitely going to be detected. And
Con, sonar,
oh,
torpedo in the water,
shit.
torpedo in the
How?
water, bearing, 0, 1, 1.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
This is gonna be close.
Con, sonar, lost contact, master, 1, last bearing, 0,
Oh.
0, 8.
Passing 100 feet.
God damn it.
Con, sonar, lost contact, master, 5, last
Puck
bearing,
factor
0,
11.
2, 2, contact faded.
Sneaky helicopter. I
Con,
figured I'd
Con,
have to
sonar,
drop
lost
a dipping
contact,
sonar just to
master,
confirm
2,
location
last
before
bearing,
that. And that
0,
was straight
3,
in and on the
5,
torps.
contact faded. Con, sonar, lost
Looks like the
contact,
scope got pinged
master,
by radar.
1, 1, last bearing, 0, 1, 9,
Well, I
contact
did say
faded.
it could potentially get, and second torpedo,
Con,
second
sonar,
torpedo.
torpedo in the water, torpedo in the water, bearing, 0, 9, 5.
I did say it could get potentially interesting. Somebody in the comment section
Con,
was
knuckle
actually
formed.
asking me in the last video. I actually mentioned that the videos are getting a little bit boring. How about you do some stuff to take risks? Well, the idea is to not take risks, but hope this makes you happy. Right.
Con, knuckle formed.
Con,
So at the
torpedo
very
room,
least, the
2-1
fan for
ready.
those torps was pointing in the right direction,
Passing
so
200
hopefully we'll
feet.
get something out of it. But the problem is the whole friggin' world knows exactly where we are right
Con,
now.
sonar, lost contact, master, 9, last bearing, 0, 2.
Con, knuckle formed.
What I wouldn't want to give for another 200 feet of water. God damn it, Mother Nature, you made the East China Sea too shallow for me. How
Con,
dare you.
maneuvering, making turns for 3.
Con, knuckle formed.
Alright, so we got them all to our rear now, so this is actually going to be relatively easy to keep under control. The 2 advantages, well, this
Con,
depends on
sonar,
which way you're looking
torpedo
at
in the
it.
water, torpedo in the water, bearing, 3,
torpedo.
3, 4.
Alright, so, I think the helos only carry 3? I think. Yeah, there's a few disadvantages. Well, advantages to me, disadvantages to them using airdrop torpedoes. They can drop them
knuckle
anywhere, but they
form.
don't last very long. And obviously they can't be wire guided, so they're just dropped in, active acoustics, they're slower speed, they're shorter ranged, so they blow
Con,
up,
knuckle
well,
formed.
they self-destruct underwater, they run out of snot a lot quicker, and they're completely reliant on
Con,
their
torpedo
own
room,
sensors.
tube 4 ready.
So, providing we can keep the speed up and the knuckles up,
Con, knuckle formed.
this isn't too much of an issue. What I'm actually kind of concerned about at the moment is that we're running
knuckle
30
formed.
knots in, you know, a thimble's full of water. Every single escort for that fleet out there will be able to hear us from, like, shit, a guy with a glass and his ear to a glass sticking it in the water on the coast of friggin' China would be able to hear us at this point in time. So, I'm worried somebody might actually send... These I can juggle all day. I'm worried somebody might send a real friggin' torpedo towards us, and that'll be a lot more difficult to deal with, because that'll have wire
Con,
guidance
torpedo
control,
room, tube 5 ready.
Con, knuckle formed.
as well as actually having some decent legs. Yeah, I think I've got all this.
Con, knuckle formed.
So at the moment, none of them are actually tracking me. They've all lost me through the knuckles. There we go. They've just been re-picked back up again. Torpedo once again closing ears.
Knuckle formed.
And there we go. We've lost them all again. Once again, for those who haven't spotted it yet, on the top right-hand corner, you'll see a little icon that'll pop up. You see one at the moment, which is the shape of a screw. There it goes. It's just popped up. It's telling us that... it's telling me when these torpedoes are actually locked onto my submarine here. The little screw icon, or the prop icon, that's telling me that I'm cavitating. So that means I'm being bloody noisy.
Knuckle formed.
Yeah. Let's drop a countermeasure. And see if I can try and get these a little confused
Passing
here. I
200
really
feet.
haven't got the room to do this.
Con sonar regained contact on Master 9.
Passing 100 feet.
Yeah, no, this was a bad idea. No, we're going to outturn it, but yeah, they're all going to reacquire. Now if we...
Passing 100 feet.
Oh, one's just exploded.
Passing 200 feet.
Con sonar lost contact. Master.
Knuckle formed.
Now, will
Passing
they turn
200
back and
feet.
go for the countermeasure? That's the question.
Con sonar
Sometimes you
regained
can throw 'em.
contact on Master 9. Bearing 025.
That's looking like it's already going to turn back. Sometimes you can throw them off. If you drop a countermeasure, knuckle, and then do some evasive.
Passing
We don't need to
200
worry
feet.
about it now anyway. That's the second one blown, so this is the last one left. This is the one that was dropped sort of ahead of us. So it's probably only got another maybe 2 minutes left on it, if that. Sometimes you can toss them off, and after you've done some evasion, they will re-pick up the countermeasure and run away from you, and it actually opens up a window where you can get a fair distance out. It's usually not far enough at these ranges that the torpedo won't reacquire you, but it puts the torpedo all the way back.
Knuckle formed.
So yeah, I'm just going to knuckle this one until it... I heard a helicopter blade. No more torps, please.
Knuckle formed.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 3.
Oh,
last
one of our
bearing
torps hit.
3, 5.
Okay, so one of the
5.
fan
Contact
struck.
breaking up.
That's 2 explosions. Alright, so 2 hit, although one looks like it hit a
knuckle-formed.
civilian ship. And we'll have a little bit of a look at that in just a moment, once this one's gone, which it should be just about
Knuckle
done.
formed.
Yeah, Torps lost us again. Seeking. And there it goes.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Alright, so, all quiet, slow down.
Con sonar no longer cavitating.
Let's get the ears out and see if we can find what the hell happened to everybody. Yep, so it looks like we've definitely hit 2. We've got the cargo ship, and it looks like one of the escorts as well. Yeah, this whole thing, this really messed up our shot down here. Looks like we're only on 2 out of 4. 2 torpedoes. Although there may have been a third explosion I heard as well, so 2 torpedoes may have
Con
hit
sonar
one
regained
ship.
contact on Master 1. Bearing
Regardless,
0,
this is
0, 1.
this is pretty bad. I mean, we've got this escort,
Con sonar
but we
regained
missed all the
contact
key
on
ships for our
Master
mission.
6. Bearing 0, 1, 3.
We needed the transports, and it looks like we didn't get a single one of them.
Con, torpedo room, tube 6 ready.
All right. What ranges have we got? 8.7, 8.7. We should be good.
Shoot 2-1.
Wow.
Aye, sir. Con, fire control, we've lost the
And
wire.
wire break, great. Now it starts happening again.
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir. Con, fire control, we've
And
lost the
2 in
wire.
a row. God damn it.
Con sonar regained contact on Master 1, 1, bearing
Large
3,
Reverb.
5, 3.
We have a something over here. I have no idea what that is. Unless M1 is a lot closer than it's reading, or... That's a long way away from the rest of the group. There could be a submarine operating here. There could very much be a submarine operating here.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Alright, so torpedo is now active. I've just turned 1 in. Countermeasures over here. It could be M1 Zhangwei has moved in. It could be a Yuting is too close as well. Looks like the Zhangwei is there. That's a new torpedo in the water, so I'll turn that one over that way. Now these are surface running, so the humpback should not cause any issues with the torpedoes.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 8, last bearing 3, 2, 3. Contact faded.
Alright, new torpedoes hitting the water.
Con sonar regained contact on Master 2, bearing 0, 4, 1.
Yeah, this fleet's being far more aggressive. We have to be getting to endgame here. Well, it's been 30 days. 30 days in combat. I suppose it would be about time. So 4's running on 9 minutes 13. Cool. These torpedoes aren't a risk. We're just going to make sure we are
Come
continuing
left
to
2,
head north.
3, 5,
We still have 2
9,
loose
helm
torpedoes
high.
that are going to be floating through this area.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing 3, 5,
New
8.
noisemakers on target, so that is the Zhangwei located.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Now I'm on the defensive here. I'd like to actually set up a ping or pop the periscope up again, but that's not going to be an option now.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir. Shoot tube
That is
5.
just not going to
Aye,
be
sir.
an option for me. So we are burning through torpedoes really fast here
Con,
as well.
helm,
What have we got?
steady course.
We're down to 6 in storage. So we've burned through nearly a full load of torpedoes already.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 2, last bearing 0, 4, 5. Contact faded.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con sonar noisemaker bearing
No
3,
idea.
5, 9.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired. Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing. Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Alright, so torpedo acquired. Nothing on 1.
Con sonar lost contact.
Yes,
Master
slow down.
1, last bearing 3, 5, 7. Contact breaking up.
Looks like the escort's been taken out by one of the loose torps. It'll be fine for a second. Just keep turning the clock here. I mean, I can be completely off base here. It's possible that this isn't actually a countermeasure and it's just a sonar buoy. But it's dropped so far out of the way. So redirect this one away since our target's
Con,
already
fire
dead.
control,
We don't
weapon
wanna-
countermeasure
don't
homing.
want to burn out the last of its time or blow out a torpedo at the moment on anything that isn't active. See if we can go find that you can. It's possible that it's a sonar buoy. It's also possible that the whatever dropped that if it is a countermeasure. I'm sure it said countermeasure when it popped up.
Con sonar switching to active search.
Nothing up there. return off the right for the other escort. I mean, it's possible that whatever dropped it
Con
also
sonar,
sunk and
switching
got
to
taken out by
passive
one of our
search.
loose torps. Guess we'll have to find out later. Well, now, this is interesting. We have a torpedo at location 1. That's been fired on our torpedo. Still nothing. And it sort of looks like it's running a circle pattern. Alright, so if that's running a circle pattern, that was airdropped. Alright, so that means that is likely a sonar buoy and not a countermeasure, and I've somehow got my wires crossed here. Torpedo 1's going to run out of time soon enough too, so... But yeah, that's looking like a... Oh, other torpedoes are coming active. Yeah, that's looking like an airdrop torp, which means it's been fired on that location because the sonar buoy's been hearing us spin the torp around the on top of it. So, right.
Make depth 8 feet, dive I.
Pardon me. Alright, torpedo 1's not going to last. I think torpedo 1's going to be a wasted torp. It's just... I don't think it's going to find anything. And it hasn't got enough legs left on it to actually make it to the main ship group.
Con sonar regained
as far as
contact
we
on.
know.
Master 2, bearing 050.
So that's Master 2.
Con
escort
sonar
closing
regained
in.
contact on. Master 4, bearing 005. Con sonar regained contact on. Master 5, bearing 019.
Yeah, that early torp
Con
drop really
sonar
messed
regained
us
contact
up.
on. Master 10, bearing 009.
Because we haven't got the locations
Con
of
sonar
anything.
regained contact on. Sierra 7, bearing 036.
Don't really want to do that, but I might have to. I need to re-establish contact quickly with all of these targets so I can work out where to send these torps before they run out of time. As I don't really... don't have enough time.
Raise the radar mast.
Not on these torps, no, and we don't have enough torps left over. Alright, so there's M2.
Lower the radar mast.
That's all we needed. Alright. And... get ready for torpedo beats. We could have more,
Con, fire
more
control,
helos
weapon
coming
acquired.
Con, dive at 8 feet, dive
in. Maybe
I.
even the fixed wing. So at least we know Torpedo 2 now is stuck on the wreck of M1. And radar just confirmed that over here there is nothing on the surface. And if we had a submarine, there'd be more countermeasures. It would be panicking with a torpedo looping around like one is. So, yeah, there'd have to be... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is just the fixed wing. The fixed wing's dropped a sonar buoy and I mistook it for a countermeasure. And the torpedoes... are just the fixed wing dropping off more. So we got enough time on 2. Should be able to make target. All the dicking around at this point, our primary targets have just about escaped.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Alright, we've got one of them. One of the U-Tings is now locked up.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 052.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything at all. So this is one of the ones where I'm
Con, fire
activating
control,
the
weapon acquired.
activating the active sonar to try and find these targets because everything's just so far all over the place. 4. He's not going to hit target. It's already at... Yeah, they're giving the U-Tings a chance to run.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing
Alright,
050.
Xanadu 3 is down. We got the Zhangwei there. Torpedo 1 is gone. Time to load up the missiles because at the moment we're going to run these out of time. We're at 19.7 kiloyards, so U-Ting's got too far of a run. And they're our primary targets. So missiles are going to be our only option. And these are all armed with anti-missile guns too, which is not ideal.
Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir. Shoot 2-6. Aye, sir.
Alright, 2 missiles out. Reloading. And that's it. We have 1 torpedo out, we have 2 missiles that we're loading up at the moment, and we are drastically running out of weapons to throw here, and these guys are running hard.
Sonar lost contact. Master 6. Last bearing 0.
One hit.
3. Contact breaking up.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
At least it's separated now.
Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir.
So, another missile out. Now we'll see whether or not our torpedo can actually catch the target. 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
Con, sonar lost contact. Master 5. Last bearing 0. 1. 9. Contact breaking up.
2 minutes and 57 seconds on the torpedo. Last missile is loaded.
Con, sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water.
And it
Bearing
appears we have a
2,
new guest.
2, 5.
Another
Con,
angry metal
sonar.
fishy.
We are cavitating.
This one is very much expected. Alright, torpedo thrown off by the countermeasure.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
Con,
And
sonar
wire is
lost
lost, but that's
contact.
okay.
Master
Yeah,
1.
another helo
0. Last bearing 0. 0. 8. Contact faded.
Passing
So
100
the question
feet.
is this torpedo 4 for the helo, or is this torpedo 1 of a new
Con,
world?
sonar lost contact. Master 1. 1. Last bearing 3.
That's
1.
alright. We know where
2.
the last
Contact
one is.
faded.
We know where the last one is, so I'm not too concerned. I should be able to put a missile on it once we get away. Again, helo drop torpedo, so not super concerned. We've managed to avoid the dangerous bit.
knuckle formed.
It's when the torpedoes hit the water at close range. That's your most dangerous part because you're at 5 knots, you're trying to be quiet, and torpedo hits and it's only, 50 yards away from the submarine diving directly towards you, and you've got to avoid it. Once you get past that, it's not so bad.
Con, knuckle formed.
And as I said, expected. Once we start lobbing anti-ship missiles, that's drawing a big white arrow on your exact location. You expect to get hit by stuff. Just thinking about it, I probably should have waited for the 4th missile to load up, so I could have volleyed off both. Because now we're gonna
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 3, 0.
throw this
knots.
torp off, and then we're gonna have to probably go back to the surface, unless this torpedo actually hits. Just gotta hope it's got enough
God,
legs to
knuckle
actually
formed.
hit. There you go, torpedo's thrown, and that's the fixed wing. All right. I think we pissed somebody off. Who knew sinking a Chinese invasion fleet might annoy the Chinese?
Passing 200 feet.
Alright, so there's no hiding from the fixed wing. The fixed wing's got a big
knuckle
magnetic sensor on the bottom of it. It's not tracking us by sound. It doesn't matter how much sound we make. In fact, it's tracking us by the metal in our hull. So, yeah. And it's got a lot
Con,
more
sonar.
torpedoes.
Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 194.
What options do we have
Con,
here?
knuckle formed.
Well, with our torpedo that's already out, all we got to do is listen for the explosion. If we hear an explosion, chances are we got the target, and we should see it disappear off the map. If we don't see an explosion, we are going to have to lob another...
Con, knuckle formed.
I was about to say harpoon, but another anti-ship missile. I don't know if this will work. I don't know if this will work. This used to work all the time. I've got, if you go back through my older videos, what I'm about to try, I used to do all the time. But one of the final patches for Cold Waters before they finished
Con,
it,
knuckle formed.
really nerfed this, and it made me sad, because this should be an option. Yeah, they're thrown off, they're going to turn back, they've picked me back up. Cool, I've got enough legs to be able to do this, so I'm going to run for the wreck for the one of the ships we sunk earlier on. Now, if I get close to that thing,
Con,
these
knuckle
torpedoes
formed.
should lock onto it and crash into the hull rather than into me. There goes the fixed wing again, the shadow across the sea floor, which is kind of cool.
Con, knuckle formed.
No more torpedoes in this run, though. This used to work all the time. The torpedoes, it was I won't say easy to do, but it was very reliable. And it was a very good tactic if you're in a position where you're in shallow water like this, to actually use the wrecks of the ships as countermeasures and decoys for enemy torpedoes. Because essentially a wrecked ship on the bottom of the ocean, it makes a hell of a lot of noise. It's got bubbles and air coming out of it, so it's cavitating just like we are running at 30 knots at the moment. It's big and it's metal, so it bounces on a lot of the active sonar back. As the ship's weight is settling and it's tearing itself to pieces, it's making even more noise, which makes it generally louder than the submarine, even at flank speeds. So you used to do this, and the torpedo would catch the wreck instead of you, and crash into the hull. It used to be very reliable. And then we've lost them.
Passing through Con, less than 50 feet below the keel.
That's not a concern. I'm not concerned with how much one torpedo's already reacquired. Ooh, that's close. And it's gonna track.
Con, knuckle formed.
Come on, reacquire the wreck. Yeah, in the second last or last patch that was released for the game before they sort of finished off, you know, major content patches and not bug fixing, but you know, the main patches for the game, outside of just compatibility patches, which is what they're doing now because the game's finished, they significantly nerfed the chances for torpedoes to catch on enemy hulls. It still happens from time to time, but it's pure RNG now with an incredibly low chance, and that kind of pissed me off. I wherever possible, I don't like RNG mechanics. It should be something that's reliable. If it's an RNG mechanic, you can't develop a tactic around it, and you can't rely on a skill. You can't use a skill to make it happen. RNG is just that, RNG. You can be the most skilled person in the world and the RNG will just go, nope, doesn't matter. You can come up with the best tactic in the world that should work and the RNG will just go, nope, and that's what happens now. So, it didn't take the wreck. I don't know what the percentage chance are that the torpedo will see the wrecks now, but it used to be, in a situation like that, I would have had both torpedoes screaming towards that wreck and thrown off. Now, they're given an intelligence that's beyond what a torpedo actually has. An unguided torp like this should be able to tell the difference between a noisy wreck on the bottom and my submarine. It hasn't got eyes, but yeah, they can now, which is disappointing. It's why I would like to see a new Cold Waters where that hasn't been nerfed out of the game, and something that is more reliant on tactics. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Cold Waters, but it has got a lot of RNG in its
Con,
mechanics.
knuckle formed.
Here comes the fixed wing again. So we're just going to keep bouncing this torpedo using knuckles. It's reacquired again. And yeah, we're definitely being tracked by that fixed wing. It's kept flying directly over the top of us. It knows exactly where we are. I'm surprised it hasn't dropped another torpedo, to be perfectly honest.
Con, knuckle formed.
And this one should be just about to run out. And there it goes.
Rig ship for ultra
Yeah, I was
quiet.
thinking, like, this second wreck we're crossing up to here, in the old game, when I threw it off with the knuckle, it would have acquired that torpedo. I even considered at some points trying to roll it back to the older versions of the game, because it was a hell of a lot more fun when you could use a reliable
Passing
tactic,
200
but
feet.
it is the way it
Sonar
is. I guess I
regained
thought it was
contact
too
on
powerful to
master
actually be able
bore
to
bearing 007. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 7 bearing 049.
Right, so picking up all the civilian
Passing
ships
100
again.
feet.
Right.
Con sonar regained contact on Master 1 bearing 288.
So we'll wait till the fixed wing is gone. Alright, so this is my last shot to do this. Now it should be just along here. Oh, that's convenient. Alright, so M4. Wait for the fixed wing to go. Fixed wing's gone.
225.
Main
Alright.
con sonar, we are
Missiles
cavitating.
away. Now, let's get the hell out of here. Torpedoes up, double mossed.
Passing 100 feet.
Con sonar lost contact. Master 1
Get that last
0.
routine either
Last
that missile
bearing
is going to
0,
land,
09.
or it's going to
Contact
get
faded.
shot down or miss,
Con
and
sonar
we're going to
lost
have to go into the
contact.
torpedo.
Master
So,
4.
Passing 200 feet.
regardless, I don't want to be anywhere near
Con
that
sonar
smoke.
lost contact. Sierra 7. Last bearing 047. Contact faded.
Come left to 042. Helm I.
It's an ominous sound hearing that thing fly back and forth over the top of us over and over again, isn't it?
Con,
Especially
torpedo
when there's
room,
nowhere you
tube
can
2
run.
ready.
We got a thimble full of water to play around in, and that's all we've got. But hopefully that'll land. Hopefully that'll land, and that's...
Come left to
That'll be it.
002. Helm I. Con, helm, steady course.
Con sonar lost contact.
Oh,
Master
all
bore.
right.
Last bearing 004. Contact breaking up.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Helm, set a course for Okinawa. Let's get the fuck out of here. Alright, so Zhengwei, Zhenghu 3, Zhenghu, Yuting, and a Yukan sunk. We've got 6 torpedoes left, so we're back to where we were at the end of the last mission. This was by no means a clean mission at all, but we did get the job done in the end. Great job, pleased to hear the expected invasion of Taiwan has been repelled. Further orders will be transmitted on this downlink. Alright, there we go, mission completed. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching. Cold Waters will be returning to the channel very soon, as always. And remember, click that like button if you did, share and subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time, take care.